Masks on for all media members, please, in the back. Mask on. No mask, no stay. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, everyone. We know the rules. Emma, if you could, your thoughts on this year's U.S. Open.
I think it's really nice to be back in New York. I mean, it's great for me to come here, having done a year on the tour and having played most of the tournaments. I'm really happy with what I've sort of done this year and how I've come out of certain situations. But I've obviously got amazing memories in New York. It's got to be up there as one of my favorite tournaments. So I'm just happy to be back in the city as well.
Okay, thank you very much. First question, please. Thank you.
Hi, Emma. It's Neil from the Mirror. Just like watching you practice there, we saw you stop a couple of times. Is there an issue that you're concerned about? Can you just tell us a little bit about what the issue was?
Well, I think that today, the practice, I had like a few small things, got a couple blisters or like a bit of a niggle here and there, and it's just one of those weird days where you feel a bit like nothing's like, you just feel a bit out of it. So can't really explain myself, to be honest. I'm sure everyone in this room has probably had a day like that, but it is what it is.
Just to clarify, you're not concerned about it going into next week?
I have no concerns of like an issue. No.
Okay, thank you. Masks on for all media. If you don't have masks, you can't stay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Health and protocol. Willie, you're up.
Hi, Willie Weinbaum from ESPN. What are your thoughts on the message that your appearance and championship and Layla's in the final against you last year sent then and carries over a year later?
I think that the message is how strong the next generation is, for sure. We're both really young and we're going to be playing the sport for a long time. And the depth of the women's game as well, I think, is so deep that we were both able to achieve that. And I was ranked 150. I don't know what Layla was ranked before the tournament. So, the women's field is really, really strong. And I think also since then, I think qualifying is viewed as a good thing. I don't think it's viewed as, oh, you're in qualifying. I think that's actually a positive in a lot of cases, especially in a slam when you have a couple days in between to rest. I think it's actually pretty good. But I also think that a lot of other players in the field, have the belief, like, I can do that too. Like, maybe before there was this stigma of only the top few players could do it, but I think what we achieved shows that anything can happen, really.
Okay. On the right hand side. Yes.
Hi, I'm Eleanor from PA Media. Just wondering, what was, when you walked back into Flushing Meadows, what was the first thought that came into your head, or the first memory that you maybe remember?
I think the first, obviously the first thing that you sort of see is like when you get out of the car here, walking into the gate, and the last memory I have of it is before the final that morning, I felt so sick on the car here. I was felt so car sick, but I just blamed it on being car sick. But I think I was a bit nervous too, and I was just the whole car journey, my head was in my hands, and I was like, what's going on? But as soon as I got out of the car, I just promised myself, look, you just fake it, you do whatever you can, and it worked well that day.
Okay. In the back on the left-hand side.
Hello, Rob Woolard from AFP. What's been the biggest change in your life in the last 12 months, and the biggest thing that you've had to adjust to?
Biggest change, I think, maybe a lot of people around. That's probably one thing that's changed. Before, I could do whatever I wanted and be left to it. I think that now more so, I'm there's a lot of people around me at all times, and it's something that just comes with what I do. And I think I adjusted to it throughout the year. But it's part of the sport, it's part of what I do, so no complaints.
Okay, Mike.
Hi, Emma. Mike Dixon from the Mail. I'm just wondering what your team is here with you this year, and your mum and dad weren't able to come last year for logistical reasons or whatever, and will they be, either of them be coming?
So I've got Dimitri here, I've got Will here, and my mom here, and then I've got Chris, my agent, but like, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Howard?
I am Howard Fendrich with the Associated Press. Wanted to ask you about two players who are facing each other Monday night. Serena Williams, your thoughts on her recent announcement and what you think her legacy is. Maybe if even you have a first memory of when you saw her play. And then I'd just like to ask you about Danka and what you thought of her game. You've played her in the past, and what stands out about her on the court and or off.
Well, I think that, Monday night is, people are going to be watching what happens. And like for me, Serena's achieved so much in the game. And, to be playing for this long, I think it's really inspiring. And it just shows her drive. And it's just quite incredible how dominating she's been for the majority of her career. And I think that I love watching her play, and for me, facing her the other week, I was, I couldn't think about who was on the other side of the court, because I knew as soon as I did, like, my mind would probably start going. So I just had to take it and look at the ball and not think about anything else, and it's really, really challenging. So, I'm going to know how Danka feels in that sort of situation. And Danka, I played her in the Australian Open in that match. I won't forget that match. But I literally, like, after the first set, just was hitting slice forehands. I've like never hit a slice forehand in my life, and like for 2 sets I was basically doing that, and don't know how it ended up so close. But she played a pretty good match. Like I remember she was really, really solid, and then like was staying with you, counter punching, and then when after you drop one short after a long rally, then she'd attack. So, she's happy to run, happy to rally. She's a great athlete. So it's going to be a good matchup, I think.
Hi, Emma. Julie Alibaba from NBC Sports. I was wondering, are you feeling pressure, defending last year's title, thinking about ranking at all or anything like that?
I think you guys are probably thinking about pressure and ranking more than me, but I think that, defending a title is just something that the press makes up, but I'm just, taking it one match at a time. Like every single player is very capable in this draw, and I just focus on what I'm doing, like my own trajectory. As I said last year, like I'm just going to do things my way.
Okay. Thank you, Emma. Thank you.
Thanks.
We're good.